Hello, Star Wars Galaxy of Hero players, it's Shorto, and today, I know I'm a little bit late on it, but I'm going to be covering the events of the last 4 days. Been super busy, and so, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get into it. One, yes, on April 10th, we got a transmission received, and this was the code, but all it ended up doing was turning into the release of Darth Malak. And I'm going to quickly show the clip, but I'm also going to try to turn down the music so it's not so loud. Okay. And it's also not so... Ooh. There we go. Darth Malak and the showdown at the Star Forge. So, and then it said whether you solved it. Yeah, they just kind of spoiled it from there. And yes, you will need Darth Malak and Darth Revan and Jedi Revan, as well as all the characters needed to unlock them. Oh boy, that's a crazy change. And you also need a 17,500 power, which I think they should have gone down to just 17,000 or maybe 16,000. But this is one of the most difficult battles yet. There are people currently already unlocking Darth Malak as I speak. So yeah, Mobile Gamer did, or no, I think it was Mobile Gamer. He did a video on it that he beat him. So you can definitely check his channel out on that. But I want to reveal the kit. Oh man, Darth Malak. Obviously, these are the synergies you have. And I'm sure Sith Trooper can bounce around. But he is a Sith Empire, and a tank. And I want to talk about him here in a bit, that I might speculate he might go in a team that might not need Darth Revan. Maybe. Possibly. We'll see. So, his basic is Rend. Deals physical damage to target enemy and inflict tenacity down for 2 turns. Great. Also, at this point in time, I have not seen the other Game Changers make a video on this, but that's because they're already making videos of the actual event, and I am not even close to doing this. Anyways, going on, Torture is his first special. Deal physical damage to target enemy, dispel all buffs on them, shock them for 2 turns. If the target already had shock or fear, stun them for 2 turns. Excuse me. So that's cool. Drain life. Oh, this is another ability, kind of like Nihilus, except Nihilus's life drain ability is an AoE. Deal deal damage to target enemy equal to 100% of their max health, and gain a stack of Dark Infusion until the end of the battle, which can't be copied, dispelled, or prevented. Then recover health equal to the damage dealt. This ability cannot be evaded and starts on cooldown, and it's a 4-turn cooldown. I've already seen the kit on the game, so. Dark Infusion does 35% offense per stack, max 3 stacks. The max stacks, these bonuses are doubled. At max stacks, these bonuses are doubled, and basic attacks also inflict healing immunity for 2 turns. So that's good. Now, let's talk about Gnawing Terror. It shows a picture of his face on the little icon. And I think it's funny because he doesn't have any teeth. I think that's just kind of a little pun thing. I don't know. It's a Zeta. Darth Malak taunts for 1 turn whenever an enemy is inflicted with shock or fear. At the end of each turn, enemies who inflict damage over time on Darth Malak or critically hit him this turn are inflicted with fear for 1 turn, which can't be resisted or evaded. So that's huge. And it really works well with Revan and Dark Side Bastila. And I'm surprised that he doesn't have a leader, because the second one is Jaws of Life. Gnawing Terror, Jaws of Life. He has no teeth if you really watch the cutscene. In the game, in Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, you'll see a cutscene where he's missing his lower jaw. So he calls it the Jaws of Life. I still find these 2 names funny. Just because Malak has a... Anyways. Zeta. Darth Malak takes reduced damage from percent health damage effects, so like Chewbacca. And at the start of the battle, he loses protection and gains that much health, max health. We've seen this before. Darth Malak gains 35% critical avoidance, health steal, tenacity, and defense while he has less than 75% health. doubled if he has less than 50% health, and tripled if he has less than 25% health. The first time Darth Malak reaches each of these thresholds, he gains a bonus turn, and the cooldown of Drain Life is reset. It makes me wonder, because it says health steals at 35%. And then it goes up to 70, and then 105%. I had to see what the triple part was. That is interesting, because we already know a certain leader, Sith leader, that actually runs this type of effect. And that is none other than Darth Nihilus' leadership. Could it be? Granted, right now, he's best suited for Darth Revan, HK, Sith Trooper, or one of the other Sith Empire characters. Fallen Bastila. Could we see a specific team ran with Darth Malak under a Darth Nihilus lead? Granted, Darth Nihilus' leadership, it doesn't boost as much offense as it should. I will put it that way. However, having a second Annihilate under a Nihilist-led team is insane. I will say that right now. It is insane. So we'll have to see if any of that actually comes into fruition, if someone actually tests Darth Nihilus and see what happens. Because he can't, under Darth Nihilus, no one can critically hit. So any effects that attack critically hit-wise or whatever, they won't affect the Sith team or the enemy team giving turn meter. Like, for example, against Rex, when Darth Nihilus was out, sometimes some people would use Darth Nihilus leadership to beat Rex because there's no critting Rex's led teams because they couldn't crit. So Rex's teams could not gain that turn meter versing a Darth Nihilus led team. So that's huge. That's huge. So could we see that? I don't know. And especially since Darth Nihilus allows health steal to be up to 150% on top of this. So he's gonna always be up there. So I don't know how you'd mod him. Probably defense and tenacity. Probably 2 sets of defense and 1 tenacity. I don't know. I won't be able to test that out. But another option, because he deals with he taunts for whenever someone's inflicted with shock or fear. Palpatine-led teams. Could Palpatine-led teams come into fruition? Yes, they'd probably have to sub Vader out for Malak, but who knows? There's a lot of theory crafting with this character and his kit. Granted, yes, from the sounds of it, this is going to be the last Knights of the Old Republic character, which I'm okay with because I do want to see Clone Wars era characters, but I'm kind of disappointed with because there's one other dark side character they could still add that was not Sith Empire, that was not Old Republic, but that was a bounty hunter. It was a bounty hunter, and that was Calo Nord. We are not getting Calo Nord, at least that I know of. Unless they're going to say later on the year they'll get Calo Nord. I wouldn't mind seeing him as a Galactic Chase, Calo Nord being a Galactic Chase or a Legendary event, so that we can actually have bounty hunters become meta. Maybe Jango Fett led, but then you have Calo Nord. Who knows? I don't know. Or just a Calo Nord led team. Maybe, he's the bounty hunter that we need that's kind of a combination between Zam Wessel's leadership and Boba Fett's leadership. Inflicting thermals, etc., etc. So, but yeah, that is Darth Malak's kit. There's a few other things that has happened. Bastila Shan has gotten a rework to face Darth Revan and Malak and so on. So legendary battle meditation. At the start of Bastila's turn, all reworked, plus she gets another unique force bond. I still need to go upgrade that. At the start of Bastila's turn, all other allies gain 1% turn meter, doubled for Jedi, and legendary battle meditation for 1 turn. What legendary battle meditation gives is 25 potency and 10% counter chance doubled for Jedi, but it also gives 1% turn meter gain, 10% potency, counter chance, 15%. Oh, wait. Oh, no, that's every time it stacks. My bad. Or is it for 1 turn? Okay, and then it just, stacks up for 1% turn meter gain, 15 counter chance, and potency. And then add 2% recovery per buff at the start of the turn, and legendary battle meditation can't be dispelled. Final text. At the start of Bastila's turn, she recovers 2% protection for each buff she has, and all other allies gain 3% turn meter, doubled for Jedi, and legendary battle meditation for 1 turn. Legendary battle meditation, 50%. Oh, okay, so it's just, that's the level ups. Okay. So it's 50% potency, 35% counter chance, doubled for Jedi, so it goes up to 100% potency and 70 counter chance. So I was reading that wrong. My bad. That's just, they added in the level ups to it. They added in the level ups, so it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, or like 8 or whatever it is. So they added in the level up options. So now let's go to talk about Force Bond. If Jedi Knight Revan is in the leader slot, Bastila and Jedi Revan have 70% accuracy, potency, and tenacity. Whew, that's pretty good. So they get accuracy, which is weird. I don't get the accuracy part, but hey, it's not making them too overpowered, hopefully. But it just made Revan teams just a lot more, just a little bit harder to deal with as a non-Revan. Or if you're not facing it with Darth Revan. I'd assume. Jedi Knight Revan also recovers protection and legendary battle meditation. If Darth Revan is the enemy squad, Bastila gains advantage and retribution for 1 turn. So they now have it to where Revan and Darth Revan, as well as Bastila and Dark Bastila, all have a sort of fighting synergy against each other. So they've made it more unique to each other. So that's good. So that is Bastila. Oh, and that's that. So I don't need to have that here. And then the last thing I want to say, it is the time of Star Wars Celebration. I'm going to see what I can do to cover some of the news that I have over the next 4 to 5 days. I might start covering it more Sunday and Monday. Watch trailers, talk about, certain things. So stay tuned for that. I am not able to make it to Star Wars Celebration. I haven't saved up for it because I didn't know where it was. I wasn't paying attention to that. So that's my mistake. But hopefully the next time Star Wars Celebration comes around, which I hope it's next year, I kind of want to aim to try to go to that because I think it would be an amazing event. Maybe I'll take my son as well. So it'll be just me, my wife, and my son as being the oldest because my daughter... my daughters are more into Frozen and all that kind of stuff. They could go stay with grandma. But, maybe I'll set it up to where me and my son could still actually go. So, but other than that, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Again, I'm going to try predicting again with Darth Malak that he might be a possible use under a Darth Nihilus-led team, maybe even a Palpatine-led team. Of course, Darth Nihilus would also get the Triumvirate, so there'd be 2 tanks with that. And instead of the Sith Trooper being in that 3rd slot, you could technically see Darkside Bastila there to help protect Nihilus, because he would get essentially be that second, or he would be the main annihilator, and then Malak would be kind of another annihilator with this Drain Life, where he completely annihilates someone. That is huge. So, again, thanks for watching. Hopefully everyone enjoys watching and paying attention to the news of Star Wars Celebration. And you guys have a phenomenal weekend.